Fuck.
Oh.
God damn it. So that was
Hello?
totally my bad. Hello. I was trying to do the next video, and it's like, what video? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean, what video, you son of a bitch?
Oh no.
So I think that was just the epiphany of my life right there. Just like, I'm so sorry, Lindsay.
What? It's cool. I hope y'all enjoyed me talking about my dog.
Right.
We were here to talk about tea, but we're gonna spill a little about a doggo.
Be prepared for commitment, y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yay! But hello, everybody. Welcome to Nom Talk Live. It's a live stream where we talk about all the noms while nomming. And today we're going to be doing some drinking while nomming. So join us in the drinky chatties. Yeah! I am your host, Stephanie. To my right, we have Dame Red Bento.
Hello, darlings. Dame Red Bento. You can also call me Raven by all means. Today I have jasmine milk tea with aloe vera, which is so good.
Yeah.
And it comes from Seven Leaves Cafe. Love them.
Ooh,
and I am
so
pairing
good.
it with a dark chocolate bomb.
That was so good.
It is. It's from this beautiful Middle Eastern place called Le Mirage in Anaheim.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Right?
They're so good.
I
We were like down the street from them.
They're right off of, I think it's Brookhurst and Lincoln, and
Yep.
yeah, they're so good. They've got ice cream up and running today. They have all kinds of cookies and baklava and pastries and Turkish delight, like the real Turkish delight, and just
They're
do
also
so much
really
good
sweet
stuff.
there.
Yes,
They're
are.
so willing to just be like, try it. Like, here you go.
Yes, I love them. So yeah, if you like pistachio flavors, if you like dates, if you like just really good pastries, I would say go to them because
Any rose flavored stuff?
Tons of rose flavored stuff. So good too. Like most of their Turkish delight is pistachio or rose flavored. It's absolutely delightful.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. I'm like, field trip soon.
I'm hoping fully vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
I can do things in the world.
Right? I'm like, I will still be wearing my mask, but I can now venture forth in small, safe groups.
Someday soon we can all have a dinner party.
Right?
Yes. Road
Still,
trip
like,
to Texas. We'll go hang out with Lindsay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just invited a party at your house.
That's
Caravan
fine.
on in.
I'm about to move another 8.5 hours east. So.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good luck with that move.
Watch will show up the day she's supposed to be moving. Well, it's a moving party. Yay!
Still in Texas, but it's another 8.5 hour. Texas is too big. It's too big.
It's like 3 or 4 states together.
Right?
And we thought California is bad. Texas is even worse.
Right? We're
Like,
tall, they're wide.
Yeah, California, you can easily like drive across. Like you can get from the beach to the mountains to the deserts to the forests to Nevada in a day.
A 4-hour time span. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Galveston down hither in the...
I'm excited to be close to the beach again.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a couple hours away, but way closer than I am now, and I'm very happy about it. Like, it's been weird. I'm too far inland, and I don't like it. I'm like, no, it's not good.
Like, no, less
Welcome
sand.
back, Q. Q
More
was
waves.
like checking in, and he was experiencing technicals, and he's back. Evening, ladies.
Hello.
But to continue saying hello to everybody, I mean, obviously you see their names and their Instagram handles, but there's Raven, and then below Raven is Fae Lalune.
Hello, I'm Faye. Tonight I made bulgogi with buckwheat noodles and spicy broccoli.
That sounds amazing.
I was like, what can I throw together tonight for super cheap?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel that. I feel that.
I was like, I don't want pastries again. I need real food.
Sustenance. And below we have Lindsay. Lindsay, hello.
Hi, everyone. So tonight I made a little double-decker Strawberry honey shortcake.
Ooh.
I did not make the shortcake. I did, however, kind of absorb it with honey. Like I drizzled it with a lot of honey, so it absorbed, turned it into a little honey cake, added some whipped cream, some strawberries, double layered it. And it's, yeah.
You spruced it up.
Amazing.
And then I put a lot more honey on top because I love honey. And then I paired it with a nice vanilla spice rooibos tea. And I love it.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh, that sounds so good right now, actually.
Yeah.
I wish I had some, man.
Dang. Oh, gee. And today for me has been a little complex. Well, this week has been it's been complex for my life. But today I decided I will make tea, make something with tea, and buy something that pairs well with the tea. So for today, I did pick I think this is an Earl Grey. Yeah, it's an Earl Grey from the tea book. And I love that place because it's always punny. So this one is an Agatha Christie. Earl Grey.
Oh my god, I love it.
That's so good.
And I paired it with a Thai Kung Pao chicken. And for dessert, we'll see if it's good. I took this from their website, so this is not me. This is not what I made. But this is what it's like a Earl Grey tea cake.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good.
Oh.
I'm sure.
So we'll see how that works. But yeah, it is dinner time for me. It is probably like a closer to a midnight snack, late evening treat for Lindsay, and
I'm an adult. This is dinner.
It's only
It's my
8 minutes,
one
something
cheat
like
for the week. It's like the one thing I can do.
I feel like this night is always the cheat for you.
It really is because it's like, look, I get to do this on camera. You know, I've been good. Got to bring it good.
yay! So yeah, I mean, we were kind of already talking a little bit about certain teas, and Q, you said that you were going to talk about tea. So tell us about your tea, because he messaged me and he was like, I got a favorite tea, and I'm like, you better spill the tea and tell me the tea.
Tell us your favorite tea in the
Tell
chat.
us your favorite tea. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with I guess our favorite blends of tea. I know Thai has been my go-to for the sake of caffeine, but I really do enjoy mint and what is it called? It's hoji something. It's like a Japanese tea, but I think this is it. The one that has like almost like a baked barley flavor with it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely.
Love barley tea.
Yes.
It is so hard to find.
It really is.
Yes.
It is so good. Oh my god.
Like, is it that soft, like that nutty, woody flavor that you like, or is that the toasted notes?
I love the toasted.
I don't know. It's been so long since I've had it. I couldn't tell you. I just know that I love it. Oh god, yeah. The first time I had it was at a Korean barbecue place. And they were like, instead of green tea, they had barley tea. And I was like, that's so interesting. I've never had barley tea. And they brought it and I was like, this is so good. I would have never thought tea made of barley would be good, but it was so good. And like I've never been able to find it since then. Like because this place was in my hometown, so we would go there a lot. So I had it a lot when we went there, but then like even in
They probably made their own mix.
Yeah, maybe. But like even in Los Angeles, like I never found it anywhere. Like other Korean barbecue places I went to, they didn't have it. So I'm like, was it just this one place? Like what is this?
I know,
I don't
like,
know.
a lot of places are usually really they try to use like a rice, like not shike because that's too sweet, but like a non-sugary shike, which is like a rice tea. And they also use corn silk. So I mean, I know you can get corn
barley
silk
tea.
at like Asian markets.
Probably barley
get
husk.
tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was about to say Asian markets often carry different types of barley tea, so
Yeah.
We'll have to
check
look at some of them.
there. Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, a lot of boba shops love to do like maybe about half of them, not all of them, but about half of them carry some variation of a barley tea that I just I love.
Imagine you might be able to find like independent like tea creators as well that like
Yes.
make
That's
it. I
true.
think like
Yeah.
Fairy and Dragon in the Pacific Northwest. They have, I think that's the name of it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like they have so many different types of tea.
Spice Traders. If you ever look up Spice Traders, they like to go to a lot of the Renaissance fairs and whatnot. So Spice Traders, I know they also have an online business, and yeah, they carry just tons of different teas, so you might be able to find something there that you like. I love their Shipwreck tea. Also, their Lady Grey is gorgeous because it's a blend of Earl Grey and lavender. Yeah, it's so good.
I love lavender. It's so good.
Yeah, and their Shipwreck tea is like a bunch of mild fruits and florals paired with black tea. So you get a really nice, a soft wake up and just a really nice calm. It's for that night after the shipwreck. But yes, it's absolutely lovely, wonderful.
Love it.
Love it.
Oh man, that's beautiful. But if I ever see barley tea, Lindsay, I will buy it and I will ship it to you.
That would be amazing, and I would love you forever, more than I already do.
Yay! Unlimited love.
Yeah, barley tea. Anytime if you ever get it, highly recommend getting it and trying it. But yeah, my favorite blends. I really love rooibos tea. Just like in general, rooibos is very good. I used to have one. I think I found it at like a TJ Maxx randomly. And I've never found it since then, but it was a vanilla almond red rooibos, and it was so good. It was so nutty and sweet and earthy, and it was just so yummy. Loved drinking that one. I really love Assam tea. That's one of my favorite like blends of black tea. It's just really good. Like anything mixed with Assam is just so lovely. It's I don't know. I just got a really great black tea flavor. Assam and oolong mixed together are really nice. They just they work really well. If you want that like
you like your toasty flavors.
I do with my teas. I don't know. And I'm not picky because I love green tea, but I find that I'm a little pickier with my green teas. Because sometimes they can be really grassy.
Yeah.
You said the polite wording.
Bitter.
Yeah.
I was like licking the inside of a lawnmower.
It makes you think like you're drinking grass, but like when you get the right blend, like they're really good. But green tea and mint is always nice, especially in summer. Love that.
Green tea, jasmine, mint. That's always a nice little summer refresher, served ice cold. Oh yes, by all means.
What was it? I was looking for recipes, and there's this like almost like a cold soba, but with green tea. And I was like, what? I don't have any other ingredients to make this, but I want to try it.
For like boba?
For like food, like you get you put you pour like green tea, you chill it, and then you have it with the soba noodles and vegetables.
I did this thing one time. I read it on like a health food website. It was like interesting things to do though. It was like years and years and years ago. And you actually, rather than boiling your oatmeal in just plain water, you boil green tea bags along with it. And so you get like green tea oatmeal and then topped with like sliced mandarin oranges.
Wait, hold on. I make oatmeal literally every morning. I'm going to try this.
Do it. It's honestly, it's such an interesting flavor. Like you have to prepare yourself. Like this is not normal oatmeal, but like it's so good. Like honestly, you get this like really nice green tea flavor, and then with the like the orange slices, it's like it's a good combo, and it's so good.
Oh, that sounds magical.
I know that I've done a tea congee with goji berry, and that was quite delightful. So yeah, just tea is so good at just carrying those extra couple notes of flavor that you sometimes need. And a lot of times if you've got the more like fruity ones or the more floral ones, they taste a little bit sweeter, so you don't end up having to use as much sweetener in it. So yeah, just I love a good floral tea. Like literally if you can make it taste like, I don't know, your grandmother's potpourri. I'm just Like I love like these like heavy cloying scents, almost perfume level scents in my teas. Not always, but like a good amount of time. Like, oh my god, I would feel like I have just stuffed my face into the middle of a florist case. I'm awful when it comes to that. But yeah, I love
So
a good,
you
a
like
blue
that
Lindsay.
you like that perfume almost taste, whereas most people are like that's
Yes.
too much. But
Oh no, I love the perfume taste. To me, half the experience of tea is that smell, that waft that comes through when, you're pouring the tea in front of you, or the waft that comes through as you're drinking cold tea and you finally get some air in there. There's a whole different level of flavors when air is finally incorporated with the taste of it. For me, tea is many different senses, not just that, oh, it's a good, fun thing to drink. It's healthy. I'm like, oh, healthy, bet.
depending on
Decent. I got it a quarter sweet, but still, I
nice.
love a good, I love a good tea.
So you like floral. Lindsay likes what was the word?
Toasty.
Toasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
likes the toasty flavors. Loves the
And
toasty
Faye,
flavor.
what kind of tea do you
I think
prefer?
a little bit like both. When I like lattes, like even though like I barely can have milk anymore, but like if I see that like a coffee shop has lavender, I will always get like a lavender London fog.
Oh,
So yeah, lavender Earl Grey.
Mhm.
My heart. I love chai tea and chai tea lattes. I
Love
can
pie
yeah,
so much.
I can only have it hot though. I cannot stand it cold. And
No,
then you know
no.
those the like blossoming teas
oh my
where
god.
like the flower blooms in the hot water. I've never
Mhm.
had a bad one of those.
Right.
Like if I see that on a menu, always will order it.
Oh my god.
It's like my
Oh,
go-to every time I went to Chato Tea House.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Chato. I don't know what it is about Chato, but just like I can never decide on a tea there because they all sound so good.
Right?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
like, even their worst tea sounds really good.
Right.
You're just like, oh, it's green monkey picked tea, last dregs of, rotted and fermented in the back halls, but it's served in this beautiful set, and you're like, I'll take 50. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like they all sound so good and they all smell so good. I mean, they've got them sitting there in those beautiful canisters, and they would bring them over and let you kind of smell them. It's like, oh
Oh,
my god.
oh,
Oh,
I think the last time I went to Chato was like in February last year, like right before the shutdown.
oh wow.
I went with some friends. I'm like, I miss
Yeah,
it.
I think I
same.
went just before the pandemic by like a couple of months, and it was so good. It was so lovely. Just I miss doing
Their clotted
tea.
cream is so good.
Right? Like their clotted cream was wonderful. Their sandwiches were just absolutely on point. I loved their little cookies and cakes. There was just a wide variety, and their fresh fruit was always fresh. And that's really hard sometimes
It
for
didn't
some
taste like
places.
water with hint of fruit.
Thank you. It wasn't the La Croix of fruit. It was fruit
Yeah.
fruit.
Ain't no Driscoll's brand here.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I mean,
They're the
since
worst.
we're kind of already on that topic,
Oh,
I'm broken. Oh my god.
she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. It's because there are tea houses where you'll go to them and you'll just expect magicalness because we've all been spoiled by Chato tea at one point of our lives or another. And then you drink and you're like, where's the tea though? Like where's the quality? Where's the quality?
Right. And usually if their quality isn't very good, the rest of the spread loses some of the appeal and often doesn't have
Yeah.
that care. Like,
Yeah.
care about what you are doing.
Yeah. For those that are joining, we are talking about tea. We're talking about the teas that we like, the blends that we like, and we're about to talk about the tea houses and the tea shops. So,
Yes.
who wants to start this bad boy?
Not me.
I'll start.
I'll be honest, this is the subject that I'm a little lacking on. I'm not as quite a tea connoisseur as I was with coffee, where I could talk for 2 hours straight about coffee. Tea's not as much. I like to drink it. I'm very unknowledgeable about it.
Let's
Okay.
fix that.
That is a-okay. We are going to help you. We will hunt down those good franchises and
I know, right?
Yes.
the Texas tea houses. If
I
anybody's
know.
in Texas, tell me where your tea house is.
Yeah. Tell me
I know
about
there's quite a few of them because the Lolita groups down there like go out for tea regularly. So
Yeah, I think because it's more on the east side, which I'll be moving to that side soon.
Yeah.
I'm in El Paso, so I'm on a totally different. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
but
sorry.
I'll be near all the tea houses soon. So
Yay!
coming for you, tea houses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I just moved to a new area, so I'm not wholly familiar with all the tea houses. But like Chatto has always been one of my favorites, and they have multiple locations, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And they seem to be pretty consistent across the scale. Loose Teas in, I want to say it's the border of Arcadia, Monrovia. They're just off of the 210 freeway. They have a really nice selection of teas. They will brew them fresh into their drinks. You can also buy them by I think it's the quarter pound, half pound, and pound.
Nice.
They're really well done. They're knowledgeable. They have even small receptacles out so you can actually see what's in the tea before you purchase it, and it has a full description so you know exactly what you're buying. And I don't think I've ever had a bad tea from there, and love them.
Yum.
I used to love going to Tivana when they were
Same.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
in
Always
Starbucks.
like you like walk into the mall and you're like, passing Tivana, let's go get some samples that you've tried a million times.
Oh my God, right.
Say,
Oh,
their iced teas were so good.
Oh my
Like,
God,
really
yes.
I was like never an iced tea drinker until I started going to Tivana, and I was like, this is amazing. Like they opened my eyes to how good iced tea could be. Because I was just so used to that, like, what is it? The Lipton
Liptons.
iced tea
Oh,
crap, and
God,
like,
no.
it's like a fake version of like what Southern sweet tea is supposed to be, which
Oh,
like
Lord.
So bad.
yeah, but then yeah, Tivana was just like, no, this is really iced tea. And I was like, it's so good. Like they had like a blueberry white tea that was like
That one was so good.
amazing.
I've been looking up this I heard about this like there's like a Japanese method of making iced tea as well, which makes it like a little bit smoother. And it's literally like you have it in like a bowl of ice with like a little bit of water and you like steep it in like ice water. I need to look it up again, but like it's a lot more like gentle. Whereas like, you know, if you brew tea and then like chill it, it can get like weird tasting.
Right. It can get like
yeah.
bitter or like acidic.
It's like nobody
Yeah.
knows how to make sun tea anymore. My God.
Oh, right.
I used to make sun tea all the time when I was younger.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, get yourself a glass pickle jar.
Yeah, like,
Get your
we
tea
had
ball
one
on your
of these,
bag.
like OG sun tea containers from the 70s.
Yep.
We had the original. We used to use it all the time. Make sun tea every summer. Oh, loved it. So good.
Yep. Put it out on the front stoop for a couple of hours. Let it do its thing. You come back in and then you chill it down.
Yes.
It never hits boiling temperature, so you don't ever get that bitter taste from it.
We gotta make
That's how my parents did.
in 2021. We'll bringing back sun tea.
Yeah.
We're all indoors anyway, so
Right. Yeah.
For shops, I think I have to call out Geeky Teas in Burbank. I absolutely adore Donna, so I got a shout out to her.
Absolutely.
I don't know of any we haven't looked for any tea houses in Vegas yet, which I'm really excited to see if they have any. I'm sure they but literally like the place I went to earlier to get the dried flowers that I was using it is called like Sheffield like spices and teas, You just like walk in there and like, oh my God, it smells so good. They have like custom curry mixes. Like I was able to buy little individual baggies of like just rose petals, chrysanthemum, like hibiscus. I love hibiscus tea also.
I
Like, oh,
flipping love hibiscus.
hibiscus tea is so good.
God.
And like if you have it with raspberry and mint, it is such a good like anti-inflammatory and like so good for acne. I'm like, why am I not drinking this more? I'm so
Hibiscus
dumb.
is highly
Bathe
underrated.
in it.
Highly underrated in I'll just say Western society probably.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
like if you go to like the convenience store, like Pure Leaf brand,
Mhm.
they have a really, really good, it's sweetened. They have unsweetened versions, but they're bitter. But like
Yeah,
the
I'm
sweetened
starting to
ones,
see
yeah.
I've seen it more and more in the last few years, but it's mostly in like tea and like kombucha and like drinks that they have hibiscus. But like
Yeah.
I
No, this is straight up
really
like hibiscus with either like cherry, peach, or mango flavoring.
love it.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
You know, there's an easy. Let me try that entire sentence over again. You know that there's an even easier way to get hibiscus into any of your favorite teas, right?
Get
Okay, apparently no, you
Get
didn't.
the dry
Okay,
flowers.
no,
Just put hibiscus in it.
Yeah, I was like, do we plant them?
no. Okay, yes, you can plant them. There are hibiscus all over the place. Like just literally, there are so many varieties of hibiscus around. But no, go to Mexican supermarkets, and it's usually in their spice section where they have like the whole chili peppers and everything right there. So they will have whole dried hibiscus flowers.
Trader Joe's used to, I was going to say this way back in the day, like 12 years ago, Trader Joe's used to sell a pack of like dried hibiscus flowers. And I used to buy them and just munch on them as snacks. I was like, this is so good. Why are more people doing this? And like, they stopped selling it. I was so sad. I think because people were like, no, I'm not going to eat hibiscus. What is that? You know? And so they stopped selling them. And I was like,
that's when people ruin things.
I was just munch on them.
In my brain, there are
I don't know if
white
this is expensive.
supermarkets or just regular run of the mill supermarkets, and then there are ethnic supermarkets, and I love going to the ethnic supermarkets because they carry a lot of things that you cannot find.
Whole star anise.
Whole
star anise. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, it gives that kind of licorice fennelish flavor.
This is the bag of hibiscus I bought earlier today.
Ooh.
$4.25.
Dang.
Wow.
Yep. Like they're ridiculously inexpensive. And yeah, you can throw them in when you're doing any of your other teas, and it adds that kind of that sweet floral flavor that is hibiscus to your teas.
Yeah. You know, I think going off what you said about like, you know, ethnic supermarkets being where it's at, the reason why I was like willing to try a pack of freeze-dried hibiscus is because I was given Jamaica, which is hibiscus juice, in Mexico. When I was a teenager, I went and built a house with an outreach program I was in. And the people that we were like there building the house for and their families, they made us lunch and they made us like homemade Jamaica. And I was like, this is so flipping good.
So
and, like,
good.
They literally just take the hibiscus and they just run water through it. They steep it in water and they add sugar to taste. And it's delicious. It was so tart, just a touch sweet. And it was insanely refreshing. So good. So good.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Makes a beautiful agua fresca.
Yes.
So good.
So real quick in the chat, you said, and I know his internet's been, challenging him, so I wanted to wait till he was back. He's back. So he commented, if you want to know what tea I love to drink, I have two, Constant Comment and Earl Grey. The Constant Comment for just general relaxing drinking, and the Earl Grey is for cure for hangovers. So he also just wanted to respond, like, just in case you missed it. It's like, oh no, I didn't even know Earl Greys were great for hangovers. I'm like,
a lot of people will drink Earl Grey instead of coffee because it's a morning beverage,
Yeah.
It has
you up without
like
starting
equally the same amount of caffeine anyway. So,
but it's teas don't tend to be quite as stimulating to the stomach and bowels.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
It's gentle.
Coffee rip starts you in the morning. That's why some people drink it. Tea tends to be a little bit more gentle. It'll wake you up.
Look,
but
that's how some people can be regular, is they have to drink coffee.
So true.
Trust me, I totally understand that. Totally understand it.
I never experienced it until like 2 years ago.
I'm detoxing from coffee.
Like coffee gives you poots. Oh,
somebody said that to me one time because I was like, it was at a dance rehearsal in college, and it was like super early in the morning, so I was drinking coffee.
Oh no!
And somebody was like, "Oh, that smells so good," and I was like, "Oh yeah, because I add cinnamon to my coffee," and he's like, "Oh, that's amazing." He's just like, "Oh, coffee just goes right through me," and I had no idea. I was like, "Oh, okay," I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I was like, "What do you mean?"
Oh my god!
I learned.
Yeah. You become an adult and everything makes sense.
Yeah, I think I was like 18, 19 at the time, so I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he wasn't even that much older. He was maybe like 21, 22. Like he was only a couple years older than me, but he was like, "Oh yeah, it just goes right through me." I'm like,
well, of course it goes through you. I'm guessing you drink it without eating anything. It tears straight through your system that way.
Probably.
It's vicious.
Oh, it is. It really is. Always eat first, then have coffee.
Yeah, and I always tell people, if you're gonna start drinking coffee, like littles, like youngins, youths out there in the world, if you want to start drinking coffee, start small. Because now I can't function unless it's like super heavy duty, like Vietnamese coffee.
Oh yeah,
this strong shit
coffee when you want to punish your mouth.
That's why I detox myself every so often. But I didn't start drinking like coffee until probably when I was 16. But my sister started drinking coffee very young because my mom would always have coffee with her toast every morning. And my sister always wanted to also. So she finally started, I think she was like 5 or 6. She started giving her, she had these tiny little like porcelain like cups. I think they were like children's cups. They were so small. So she'd give her a little bit of black coffee in the morning with her toast. And my sister would have her toast and she'd dip her toast in her coffee. But she started drinking coffee when she was 5 in this tiny little cup. And that whole thing about coffee stunting your growth is bullshit because she's 5 inches taller than me.
I think the whole stunting your growth thing is like if you're pounding back like cups a day.
Right.
I know the history behind that.
Please.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the myth that coffee will stunt your growth. I mean, it could do a lot to your attention span and whatnot. But the whole myth behind coffee stunting your growth was actually put out by the milk industry. That's why milk helps your bones grow big and strong. Because as a nation, we drink a ton of coffee, a decent amount of tea, but we threw so much of that in the harbor, they were not scared about tea.
Yeah, we became a coffee nation.
We had coffee. Coffee was literally built into a lot of our salaries. If we were shorted coffee, people would literally march to your front door as a manager and go, "Where's our coffee ration? Because if we don't get our coffee in the next 10 minutes, somebody's going to die."
Well, granted, people also used to work like 16-hour days, so, you know.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was the United States or England, but so some workers got shorted their coffee ration at the factory. The women showed up at the manager's door, asked where the coffee was, and they're like, "Don't know, get back to work." One woman grabbed the manager by the throat, pinned him to a wall. The rest of them marched inside, grabbed their coffee rations, told him,
"Fuck yeah.
Don't you ever. Don't you ever.
Queen.
Don't you ever." And then I was like, wow, you don't mess with workers' coffee. Holy hell. But that whole coffee myth was actually put out by the milk companies because they wanted you to drink more milk. Which is funny now because now we put
there's
milk
a whole government subsidizing the milk industry and all this stuff.
All of the arguments that they make that milk is good for you is all made up. It's bullshit.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't help your bones.
It's like, it's got calcium in it. That's how it helps, but it doesn't.
There's so many other things that have calcium in it too, and then you're just like sticking more hormones in your body.
More calcium than milk does.
Yep.
You can get more calcium from like spinach, I think.
Well, I mean, And sometimes it's the calcium, sometimes it's the fat, sometimes it's some of the other things that our body needs to process. But there are multiple ways to get it. But the cow milk industry in particular cornered that market quite some time ago. And
they did a great job of convincing people that it was the only way to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, capitalism. I don't know how we got here, but yeah, capitalism has honestly directed a lot of our laws, a lot of our treaties, a lot of our what people can and cannot do, like way more than I ever thought. But like just doing history of Dole and the Hawaiian Islands. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about exploitation another day. We could have like a 5-segment bit about exploitation.
Where we talk about
we
exploitation of people in other countries around the food industry, because that is a whole other conversation.
That'd be a really good one.
The chocolate industry is jacked.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Nestle.
Yes.
God. Boycott Nestle.
Nestle can eat a whole bag of it. Just you have no idea how very much I dislike Nestle, especially after what was it? Their former CEO said that water should be private. It is not a public needed utility.
It's literally the most important thing for life.
They were trying to gain control of like a spring in Northern California.
Oh yeah, they're still pumping out of that thing.
Water to publicly. They were trying to gain control of it so that they could then stop, fueling water to these like several thousand communities that use this spring, and they could start selling it, bottling it. Like, you're an awful company.
Also, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they do to the water, but it always tastes terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Don't think spring water is supposed to taste like that.
I think I froze. Hang on.
A little bit.
We can still hear you if that helps at all. But
good.
Yeah.
But speaking of tea houses.
Back on topic.
I try. I'm not sorry. I'm surprised.
We got back onto coffee somehow.
That was last month.
All those kind of things. I mean, they're all kind of tied together.
They really are. Yeah. Because I mean, coffee is basically just steeped beans.
Yep.
And tea is steeped other things.
Hot leaf water.
Leaf water, yep.
Leaf water.
Leaf water and bean juice.
This is hot leaf juice.
Oh, you are muted, Lindsay.
Ira would be so disappointed.
That is still one of my favorite cartoons ever.
Oh my God. He's the best character. He's absolutely the best. I saw something recently of just like, oh, what if Iroh and like Alfred met? Like Batman and stuff. We're just like, imagine them like having like a tea off and be like, no, this is what you have with tea. No, this is how you prepare it.
I want to see Alfred Pennyworth, Uncle Iroh, Sebastian from Black Butler.
Yes.
And like one more person who is just tea obsessed. Like I want to see a face off there of them just doing.
If there are any cosplayers that are interested in doing a face off like that, I think it would be entertaining to watch. We can make a fundraiser out of it.
I'll make the spread for it.
Oh my God, yes! Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome on like so many levels. Oh,
I do want to shout out. Well, this isn't very fair. No, it's fine. The Huntington Library has delicious tea. And I miss hosting tea parties there because it was just so fun. It was so good. And then you would see like some of their, most of their tea or their herbs were grown in the garden. So if you're always wondering, it's like, oh, where's this? It's like, oh, right there. Oh, you see it out that window? It's right there. You just pick it.
I always wondered how they got their tea so fresh. Because, I mean, you could tell when something has had to be, packaged and stored on this shelf for a longer amount of time and had to go overseas. It still comes out nice, but not always the freshest. But
Mhm.
their teas were always so fresh and so on point. I was like, how are they doing this? Who is their supplier? Because oh my god, it's worth every dollar.
They
Oh,
are their own supplier. But I mean,
Even
they
even if they
also
were just getting it locally,
Mhm.
like
right. Yeah, like if it was a local place that was supplying them, I would absolutely be,
Mhm.
hello, here's my money. Take it.
Yes. I mean, they also had tea provided by a company, but I forgot which company it
Mm.
was. I'll message
Mm.
you about it. I'll post it somewhere. But I remember it because they had like an Aztec chocolate tea of some sort, and it
Oh,
was just magical.
oh, don't tempt me. I can't have that.
Why? Wait, why?
It was just interesting, but I do remember they
I
had
wouldn't
like a
know where to get it.
clementine one, and it
That
was
makes me sad.
good. It was delicious. But yeah,
Mm.
so hello Huntington. I remember you and I love you. I miss you. I
I
miss
still
that
have
tea.
never been there.
Grr.
Really?
Yeah,
When are you coming
surprising.
back?
I can come back whenever. Technically, July is the next dentist appointment I have. So
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. We'll just have to go like maybe a couple days later after your dental appointment, just in case.
I mean, I tend to drive to and back to Vegas the same day, but like if we want to do something, girl, I find someone to stay with overnight. So I drive out the day before, I go to my dentist appointment and I leave.
Oh my
Oh my god.
God.
Like a thief in the night.
It's like a half an hour appointment too, because it's just to check. Like I have a palate expander
Oh
in
my
right now,
gosh.
and
Yeah.
so like they just check it really
Been
quick to
there.
make sure like, yep, it's expanding. Bye.
Oh
See you
my
in 2
God.
months.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
lord.
But I
Ugh.
do want to get to this last part. It's have you
Hmm.
ever cooked with tea? If you have, or baked, what did you make? And if you haven't, or if there is something that you've aspired to wanting to do, let us know. Also, you people that
Hmm.
are listening and watching, let us know. What have you made? Or what would you like to make?
Hmm.
Pretty sure I've made
Yeah.
something with Earl Grey before. I don't remember what.
Mm.
Cooking with tea is really fun though. And I was telling you about this last time, but like I have this like crazy idea in my head of like I want to make a like a lemon and vanilla cheesecake and like put butterfly pea tea flavoring it to see like you know how like does the color
Oh,
changing thing, so do like a swirl of the two and see if it does like the color change within like the cheesecake. I'm like, I want to
oh,
experiment.
that would be cool.
So that's what I wanted to do today, but I am poor, so
Oh.
Right? That is not an inexpensive drink to make.
no. And they actually had the flowers at the tea shop that I went to earlier, the spice and tea shop. But like technically I would need like the powder, not like the flowers. And
Oh,
so like you can get like a decent sized bag of it for like $16 on Amazon. But
okay.
I just started driving again for Uber, so the money's going
Yay.
fast.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
See, cooking with tea. There's all different ways to cook with tea, and I've like done tea in like jellos. I've done tea infused cake with like
Mm.
Earl Grey and cardamom. Um,
Nice.
I there are so many different things that you can do with tea as a flavor additive, as a smoke additive. Um,
I was reading online about
oh,
like the Chinese will put green tea in like chicken
mhm.
noodle soup,
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
like steep it in like the chicken broth or something. Like I don't remember. I like vaguely read it, but I was like, ooh,
That sounds like
that sounds
super
that sounds
healthy,
tasty actually.
right?
That's
But yeah, like
amazing.
like cooking with tea. I mean, it just all depends on like what you want to do. There's gonna be a
Mhm.
tea that you can use, whether you need something that will make something more savory, or if you need something that's going to add more sweetness. It just depends on like kind of what you're looking for. I like to do sweet with a hint of herbal. And that's so like, the Earl Grey with cardamom helps to kind of give that floral but not flowery taste. And you get, that way you don't have to have like a super sweet to go with everything. Because after a while, super sweet can get a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Gets to be a bit too much, Sometimes you need something just a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more chill. So
I even think about like the fact that, chai is made with star anise and like clove and all this stuff, which is used in cooking pretty often, especially in Indian cooking. So it's just like, how many elements, like separate elements, are incorporated into things.
Oh.
Yeah, those are good. And
Always a bit of ginger.
You said cheesecake with chocolate syrup. Oh my god, sprinkles of chocolate nuts.
Cheesecake is just so good.
Right?
Sounds good. It's I wish I could like cheesecake.
It can be too rich.
It's so rich. It's very challenging to eat it, but I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like I'm bound to get back into cheesecake again.
I feel like no bake cheesecake is a little bit easier because it's like the Jello mixture, right? So it's a little bit lighter than like, you're having to bake actual cream cheese and like heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
I like the no bakes, but I also do love a good bake. I just wish there was ways to get like small portions instead of these big massive portions.
I mean, there are people will do like individual ones.
But I mean, like most restaurants and patisseries that you go to, it's always these kind of large portions.
Yeah.
We can hear you, Lindsay.
Hi.
She is
Was that the issue?
Lindsay.
We can hear you.
I don't know what just happened. Like my whole computer just like disconnected.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. I'm like, what the hell? My computer just decided to completely disconnect from everything, and
Oh my god!
Oh, how fun!
I was like,
yeah.
Don't you love it when technology wants to just show you its attention?
right?
Yeah, and I realized, when I had to reset my camera, the mic didn't turn back on. So
What a pain! I'm so sorry about that. Yes.
Yeah, but we're glad to have you
That's
back.
okay. I don't think I said anything important. It's fine.
Well, I was gonna say, like, is there anything that you've ever been curious about in regards to like trying to cook or bake with tea?
Yeah. So I love baking. I'd love to today I was actually gonna try and do a tea infused cake, and because that's something I want to like try and make. But when I like bake, I'm trying to lean more towards my diet restriction friendly thing. So I was like gonna do something that was like gluten, dairy, sugar free, and I was having the hardest time finding a recipe. And I was searching for like a week, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just do like a basic recipe on that lines, and then just add the tea, and it was just getting complicated. Then I woke up today, and I was like, do I have time?
Do I choose violence?
Because I was like, I still had to go shopping and like buy the supplies and like all of the like gluten-free flour, and I was just like, I don't want to do that. So, I'd love to learn how to like infuse, because that's I saw a recipe years ago. It was like an Earl Grey lavender infused cake with like a honey glaze, and it was it looked so good. And I wanted it. Yeah, it looks delicious. So that's something I'd love to learn to make, just like tea infused baked goods.
Earl Grey and lavender is such like it's just a classic combo. I feel like you can never go wrong with that.
So
Agreed.
yeah, the only thing I've ever made with tea is oatmeal. But
well, basically, if you're looking to cook with tea, especially in baked goods, basically you just steep your tea in your liquid, and then just strain it through cheesecloth usually. And don't think, ooh, if I steep it for more time, that'll be even better. I learned that one the hard way. Oh, I learned that one
too strong.
The hard way. Oh, it was strong. And it was very green. And it was, was more bitter than my soul. Yeah. It's like, I am the night. Vanilla latte, please. Holy crap.
You said computers have feelings too. rest of the technicals. Yeah. But we don't want them to know that now, do we, Q? It's too soon.
They can smell our fear.
Do you want Skynet? That's how you get Skynet.
We're so close to that.
It's too true, though.
Oh, man.
So I remember a little bit ago a tea parlor experience that I had.
Spill the tea.
So I used to always go up to San Jose to do Fanime every year, which is a big anime convention. And for many, many years, it was a 2-for-1 convention because there was also a very large steampunk convention that happened at the same time called Clockwork Alchemy. And I love Clockwork Alchemy. And unfortunately, a year or two ago, they decided to kind of split off and do their own thing. And now they're not the same weekend or in the same spot. Now I can't go to it anymore. But
steampunk kind of died out
every
too,
year,
sadly.
I know, I'm very
it's
devastated.
just resting.
Yeah.
They're turning it off, and they'll turn it back on again soon.
Yeah.
I can see it starting to come back. I see the underpinnings of it coming back into the forefront.
Especially with
anyways,
the
they would have
yeah.
big tea parlor, and I was trying to find the name of the company that made the teas because it was like a local to Northern California, and I'm pretty sure I found it the Aviary, but that might not be quite right.
That sounds familiar.
But yeah, I'm not sure that's what the right name, but yeah, they would make these amazing custom tea blends every year, and they were so good. Like, I'm trying to remember one that I had, but it was like all these different blends of like teas and like floral notes, and they would have like other like ones that were a little sweeter. They were so good, and they give you like little like cookies and like sandwiches and stuff, and it was amazing. And I never wanted to miss it because I was like, it was just like I would always go on Fridays, like right in the afternoon, in the middle of the day, because it was like my nice little break after like the craziness of like, or no, Saturdays is when I was go because the anime was Friday through Monday. And so it was like the middle of the weekend, my little like break to kind of like chill. And then I would like drink my tea, and then I'd go to the fashion show. And I was like, yeah, it was always really nice because like they would bring like these like beautiful like teapots and like teacups and everything. And like everything was like all so decked out, all Victorian, and like everyone in their like nice steampunk costumes. I was like, that's so cool. Yeah, it was fun. That's my only tea parlor experience was that. Clockwork Alchemy, but I loved it. It was so nice.
There's so many conventions that have like tea parties, like specifically usually for Lolita, but just like God, I miss conventions so much.
Labyrinth of Jareth. Did full tea parties.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I never got to go to the tea party there.
Oh my goodness, I got to be on the
like an.
and I think they usually put it next to a dance floor, like the ballroom dance floor. So you get to see these people swaying about in all of their beautiful ballroom gowns while you're eating these gorgeous, like just loveliness. Like, it's so lovely. It's so wonderful. I miss doing these kind of things. And I will absolutely like make designer masks and show up to stuff because I want to so badly.
I literally will make myself like free for the week beforehand just in case like Firefly Path needs an extra pair of hands because she'll get me like free tickets. So I'm just like, yes, I will help with orders.
You need me, college work. Cough, cough. I am not going to be coming on this weekend.
Oh well, that's the great thing about working Uber is I can do whatever I want.
I know those feelings.
Yeah, it's worth it to go to a ball.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I have yet to go.
I can't wait to go to.
We'll have to treat you when it's open again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll make you Hannah Alexander dress.
I think 2022 would be a good and safe time to go to conventions and whatnot. I still want more people to get vaccinated.
Dude, being in Vegas and like, I made the mistake of the first night that I worked Uber again. now that I can drive people again. Because you have to pay for like a $200 business license here to drive Uber. Yeah. So paid that. The first night I decided to do it was a Saturday night on the strip. I worked for like an hour and a half. I was like, I'm leaving. This is not worth it.
How did you not punch somebody in the throat?
No, everyone was really nice. It was the taxi drivers that terrified me.
No, that's exactly what I mean.
Oh my God. No, but like, what was it? Oh, like this was like what, 2 days after they announced the whole like, oh, masks aren't mandatory for people who are fully vaccinated, right? These casinos, I think, are currently at like between 60 and 80% capacity. And within that 2-day period, it was like 1 or 2 days. But in that time, they already had signs made saying that masks were optional for people who are fully vaxxed. I'm just like, y'all, this is a casino. Like, it is so crowded. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, okay.
Wow.
Vaccination does not equal immunity. Vaccination just means slightly less likely to die.
Yeah.
It's I look at it like D&D with their armor classes. It's not plus 10 armor, it's plus 3 armor.
It's perfectly. That's perfect.
It's true though.
Immunizing raises your AC stat.
Exactly. It really freaking does. It raises your AC stat. It raises your fort save.
Okay. Yeah.
It raises your freaking fort save. So if a regular person who is unvaccinated, you have no extras against catching this particular thing. With the vaccination, you have plus 3 against.
It's chainmail
for
your innards.
You're getting some protection, but it doesn't mean all the protection. But the more people who have that protection, the less places it can go. And the less places it can go, the faster we can hopefully no other place. So
yeah.
So the goal here is to not die.
Well, very much so. I mean,
basically,
this is here's my soapbox. This is a decently survivable illness. The problem is the long haul effects afterwards that a lot of people are not talking about. And I had COVID back in January. I happened to get an exceedingly mild form of it. But I also got bronchitis a lot as a kid. I'm also a cancer survivor. I have a really weird immune system. So the moment I felt and somebody said, oh yeah, we've had contact with somebody who's had COVID, I'm like, oh, I'm pulling out my bronchitis playbook, sitting up elevated, doing breathing exercises, Vicks Vapor Rub, and like a trowel worth of Vicks Vapor Rub. You know,
wholesale.
NyQuil, Gatorade. Yeah, like I hit that thing with the kitchen sink attached to the house. Okay, just no. So I was lucky, but I still have some breathing issues from it. So even though I got lucky, I'm still going to have to deal with the after effects. And honestly, survivability is one thing, but having long haul term side effects is really what's going to be the tripping point for us for the next couple of years. So
I think the problem with that too is most quote unquote healthy people just don't think about like chronic illnesses and stuff. They don't. They have so much faith in the medical system that like that couldn't happen to me. Like they want control over what's going to happen to them, and like chronic illnesses isn't a choice.
Yeah,
and that just doesn't click for people. So you know they want to look at the mortality rates, and it's like, well, there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
Polio was survivable. Measles was survivable.
Mumps,
rubella. Like a lot of these childhood illnesses that we have are technically survivable, but a lot of them have long-term repercussions if you got, especially if you got a more nasty or advanced version of it. And anybody who's had chickenpox, by the way, you can now get shingles in your adult and later life, and that is
there are
whole
people
new hell.
doing chickenpox parties again. Instead of getting their kids vaccinated, they're doing chickenpox parties. I'm like, this is not the 1913. Like, this isn't 1913. Why are you doing this?
Oh my God, they don't. Okay.
And it's like, how many of these kids have died?
Like,
so.
Well, because I think, if I just have it, no, they'll just be itchy for a while. I'm like, oh no, because under a certain age, you can actually get chickenpox in the eyes, in the ears, near the eardrum, and that causes scar tissue. So you can end up blinding your child. You can end up making them deaf. You can end up doing actually a lot of damage to a child if their immune system is not ready to handle that. Even a child of the appropriate age to have chickenpox, there still can be a lot like long-term damage that is done. Like, I think
that's also a lot of
don't
pressure.
Recognize the horror.
That's also a lot of pressure to put on your kid to like have the self-control to like not scratch. Like, most adults can't do that, and it's just like you're trying. My acne is so bad right now. And you're trying to get your kid to like catch something so that they can gain immunity, which doesn't work.
No.
And then expect them, when they do catch it, to have the self-control to not give themselves more issues down the line. Like,
exactly. No.
So, I had chickenpox when I was a kid, because I think it was like, this was the early 90s. I don't think the chickenpox vaccine even existed yet.
It existed, but
how widespread was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if people like took chickenpox that seriously at the time.
They didn't. They didn't, because most people had never seen a tertiary case of chickenpox. Most people don't see late stage, third and fourth stage of most of these childhood diseases. So they're like, you're a little uncomfortable. I'm like, oh God, no. Go look up advanced cases. Heaven forbid.
Because I had, what was it?
It's like these vaccines are made for a reason. It's not just like, oh, this is just something mandatory because we want it to be. No, there's a reason why they were invented.
Also, trust, my reception has not gotten, it hasn't gotten any better since I got my vaccination, okay? So, where's my 5G, bruh?
Right? You're like,
seriously,
come on.
My internet still.
Come on, hurry up. Where's my 5G?
Does anybody know the password?
It was so funny. The first time I went in, I quite literally was like, okay, so who wants to stab me? And they're, what? I'm here for the vaccination. Oh, okay, I can take you over here.
Oh
Next one, when I came back for my second one, okay, I don't learn my lesson. I'm back to get shanked again. What? There needs to be some levity to it. I can't go in perfectly straight face. But yeah, it's like, go in, get vaccinated, and also recognize that there are protocols for if something goes wrong with the vaccination that you've taken and you've had a bad allergic reaction to it. There are funds set up to help pay for medical costs and help to get some coverage in case you get sick or have a bad reaction, because that's basically the U.S. government going, okay, you had a bad reaction to something we rolled out, so let's get that taken care of. We're going to mark down all the different symptoms and whatnot, and we're going to try and refine it so it becomes better.
I felt so bad when we got our first shot. There was a gal who ended up throwing up after getting her shot. I was like, oh, poor honey. But they immediately were out, like giving her water, getting a stretcher to make sure that she was like okay. So they're really on it.
Yay.
But
So,
yes.
On that note, everyone, get vaccinated, wear a mask if you can, stay safe, and drink all the goddamn tea in the world.
Yes!
All the fucking tea. Drink
All the tea.
the dirty leaf water. But thank you for everybody
I hope
tuning
it's not
in.
dirty.
If you're drinking Nestle water, it's dirty water.
And that's the tea.
And that's the tea. This bitch sealed. No, but legit, like, thank you so much, Raven, Lindsay, and Fae Lalune for being here on the show once again. It's like we've had a trilogy together as a group, and this has been a very fun ending. Or has it been the ending? Da da da.
I know. Every time we go into tangents that are completely unrelated to the subject at hand.
That's fine. That's the point. It's a conversation show.
Exactly. It's a
No,
conversation
totally.
show. We like the fucking debate show that I had with Nerdbot, we would go on long tangents of nonsense that had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Oh, it was the best. Look, I was there for cat facts and that was it.
There you go. So who knows what Nom Talk Live will ever talk about, ever. I kind of give you a heads up of a general idea, but you know it's never going to be completely that idea. And I did say we were spilling tea, and hence we have. So yeah. I think it's a good night.
Honestly, if you can ever find somebody who can keep me on tangent, you found somebody who can herd cats.
Let's find a cat herder.
Right.
Let's make it happen.
She held a thought process for 5 whole minutes.
We have the ADHD crowd here. Sorry.
It's true. Yeah. Yes. But anyways, I'm going to finish eating this, and you know what? I'm actually really disappointed in my cake. This was my tea cake I made in the microwave.
Bite out of it? Like just straight up?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my god.
It's microwave cake.
It's microwave cake,
delicious.
but it came out so. It came out.
It came out.
But it tastes more like lemon, so I think I may have put too much lemon juice, but it's okay. Yes. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Yay. Be safe.
Thank you.
Have a nomorific life week thing. We will see you on Saturday for another Basic Brunches, and we will have another Nom Talk Live in 2 weeks.
Yay. Bear.
Wah, wah, wah.